And so moving on to our last topic really quickly. So we had an essay really recently that I really enjoyed. So we have a new writer, Harumi Sasaki, and this was great. So Harumi just pinged me out of the blue through our contact form and is like, I'm a Japanese woman who's lived abroad and I've got something to say. And I took a look at what she had to say and I was like, damn.
It was very good.
It was very
that
good, very
article
powerful.
was fantastic.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked that. I really enjoyed it, and I'm asking her for to keep coming as well because she just does. She writes with a really passionate voice that I like. But she talks a lot about both societal issues she has as a woman and a mother, trying to keep everything in balance. She also talked about some of the issues she has with her own husband, who is a Japanese man. Some of her quotes, for example, she says, "My mood alternates between A, feeling immensely grateful for my good fortune, and B, simply wanting to kill my husband." And on another one, she says, expressing her frustration, saying, like, how can you even start to topple the patriarchal system that would inevitably affect the course of your own daughter's life when you can't even convince your own husband? So, and she makes it clear in her essay, she loves her husband and she's committed to, her family, but his kind of very traditional conservative way of thinking often causes friction in their marriage. And I'm wondering, because I know you're married to a Japanese man as well, does that ever come up in your relationship?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, she channeled me. Oh, I channeled her. Like, she said everything that I could ever say. And she said it beautifully. Like, that's how it is.
Yeah.
Like, even in my case where I speak about it constantly, I think about it constantly. Like, my life revolves around feminism and equality, etc., etc. I cannot even manage my home because I cannot control how he thinks. I cannot control how he sees the world. I cannot teach him how I live my life because he doesn't see it. He hasn't been taught how to see it. And a lot of Japanese people, namely Japanese men or people who are born assigned male at birth, they are not taught how to empathize. They are taught to go after their goals. They are taught to be stubborn. They are taught to be ambitious. They are not taught to look back and take care after others. That's a role that has been focused on for girls or children who are assigned girls at birth. But there is no sense of teaching how to be kind, how to be compassionate. So they are very goal-oriented. So they always look forward, but they never look back. So it's a fight. It's constantly fighting, constantly pointing out. Like when we go to a restaurant, they will always hand him the menu first. They will always ask him what he wants to eat when he's ordering. Like they go to him. And it's like, hey, I'm the one who's hungry. Well, I'm the one who's paying.
Right.
We went to buy a printer last summer. And I was going to buy the printer. I needed the printer. And I was going to pay for the printer. The guy, the salesman, he wouldn't look at me. He would ask all the questions to my husband. And it's like, no, I'm the one who's using it. And I was the one signing it. I was the one doing all the paperwork. But everything went to him. And it's like, am I invisible? Are you not seeing me? And just pointing it out to him, saying like, did you notice that this happened? And it's like, no, I didn't notice it. And it's like, well, I did. So there you go. And it's like a constant battle to show him how his view of the world does not match mine. His experiences do not match mine just because of who we are gender-wise.
So the way that he was raised kind of makes him blind to his own privilege, blind to even observing that anything even happened in that situation, whereas you are keenly aware of it.
And like, even like, for example, we're both cishet, we're both abled, we're both capable of working. So when we talk about LGBTQ issues, when we talk about disabled issues, he doesn't think about it. It's like, well, I don't want to make it sound like he's being mean, but he doesn't think it concerns him. So why should he think about it? But it, not moi, but it's like kanke nai.
Kanke nai, yeah.
And it's like, well, sure, it doesn't affect us. It doesn't affect anyone we know in particular, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't think about it.
Mm-hmm.
So we have like very different point of views. And yeah, it is a struggle. It is very hard.
Do you think that attitude hampers social justice movements in Japan in general?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing about social justice is that if we don't have people who fight for the justice, it's not going to be done. And if people are content with their own lives and they are happy with their own like situations and they have their own problems, you know, it's like, of course everybody has problems, but just help other people. It's not that difficult. It's just look at somebody else and think about them. Are they okay?
Right.
Are they happy? Are they in danger? Are they hurting?
Yeah.
It's not difficult, and it would really do a lot of good to the world, you know, if we just were more conscious of other people.